Warriors, rise. Can you still make money in crypto? If this document right here or right here that was sent to me by my boy Johnny Bitcoin, check him out on Instagram and TikTok. If this document right here, wherever it is true, we're going to have some fun today. You're going to be one of the wealthiest people in the world. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, and crypto coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now, we're going to dive into this document at the end of this video, but I'm going to take you through, can you still make money in cryptocurrency? That is the question, warriors. A lot of people are getting freaked out. The fear index is really high. It's been super volatile. All your favorite YouTubers have told you you were going to be extremely rich by now because they're teaching you how to get rich quick when it's get wealthy for sure by understanding the fundamentals. So if you want access to my portfolio, our revolutionary exit strategy, and join our revolutionary 120-day challenge we launch this Monday, click the description down below to get all the details. So we're going to jump right into it, warriors. I watched this interview. I highly recommend you go watch the full interview on London Real. This is Raoul Pal, how Bitcoin is eating the world and why Ethereum is the biggest game changer of all. Now, we're not going to talk about the Ethereum part. So Raoul Pal talks about how Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin, which I've always thought that. I'm a huge Ethereum fan. But what we're going to listen to is the part of the interview. And to answer the question for you, can you still make money in cryptocurrency? And the answer is yes. Now, you're going to want to wait till the end of this video to see the document. And I'm going to ask a question if anybody knows where the link to this document is. But thank you so much for Johnny Bitcoin. This guy is a juggernaut. He sends me so much great information. And I love people like this that send you information with no intention. There's no ask, right? He's always just sending information. So Johnny Bitcoin on Instagram and TikTok. Check them out. Okay, so we're going to watch this video right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep dive through why I think cryptocurrency is going to change the game. I'm going to show you facts, figures, numbers, logic to show you how the whole world is about to change. So check out this interview with Raoul Pal and London Real. So key factor, remember how large he said those industries are? And basically, I've been telling you this for 2 years. Every single thing is going to be tokenized. That is your price appreciation. Okay, so there's a lot coming. Okay, so it's great to hear these videos and opinions, but let's look at what is actually happening. That's what I like to show you guys. Thank you for London Real for doing this. Check this out. Its video is on London Real. It's Raoul Pal. Watch the whole interview, and he talks about how Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin as well. Okay, so let's jump right in here. So if you haven't researched Accenture, I've gone deep into Accenture. We know Accenture is partnered with Ripple, but I'm going to show you a document at the end of this. And if anybody has the link to this document, please let me know. I'll show you where we found it on Twitter. Johnny Bitcoin sent it over to me. But this is an Accenture diagram. Okay, so Accenture high performance investment banking model, blockchain impact. I want you to think about Raoul. What if I'm saying his name correctly? If I'm not, I apologize. But what Raoul Pal said, how large the global markets are and how small the crypto market is. Okay, so if you look at this chart, what are you looking at here? This is the performance investment banking model as it sits right now. Now, this is the blockchain impact. Okay, the dark purple is disruption, 70% plus cost savings. So that's a disruption that will cause to the markets. The light purple is impact fundamentally of 50 to 60%. The really light purple is impact supported and no or limited impact. So let's look at the dark purple and the disruption that will happen in the global markets. So dark purple, trading risk management, trade execution. Think about that. Executing trades, tokenized. Do you know how much money is going to flood into the crypto market? Confirmations, clearing and settlements, cash management and payments, revenue and counting control, inventory management, collateral management, data management, trade cycle management, treasury, balance sheets, controlling and reporting are the highest disruption in the blockchain. That's your price appreciation, warriors. The cryptocurrencies you're holding on to that are fundamental cryptocurrencies that are going to change the world, that are going to do cross-border payments, that are distributed ledger technology, that are going to handle these transactions. Okay. If you look at the light purple, business decision support, financial control, external reporting, cost and accounting reporting, liquidity risk. Does that sound familiar? Involvement of central counterparties. Okay. Complex finances, issuance. Look at the least impact, corporate strategies. These are people type things, right? Macroeconomics, research advisory, analytics. Those are people. Blockchain is going to take over all of these transactions. We're moving from an old archaic banking system to a quantum financial system. Okay. Now let's look at Accenture. How long has Accenture been in business? Since 1989. So Accenture's partnerships ecosystem. So they're partnered with 442 partners in Accenture's partners ecosystem. 237 of the partners are technology partners. 205 are channel partners. This is massive. They got Amazon Web Services. I don't know if you've ever dove into Accenture, but I highly recommend you study them. So here's their partner ecosystem roadmap. Okay. You got Accenture in the middle here. You got IBM, Facebook, Salesforce, the largest CRM, right? CRM company in the world, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services. Okay. We know that Ripple is partnered with Accenture. Dell, all of these companies, Oracle, are all connected behind the scenes, warriors, changing the way that you do business. The partner list is massive. You got Google, Salesforce, Adobe. Just look at this top right here: Amazon Web Services, Google, Salesforce. Warriors, we are not running from this system. What you and I are doing is investing in the system and bringing the money back to the people. So that's Accenture, and we know that they're a powerhouse, right? So if you take a look at this, so Accenture, how does Accenture play a role in banking? Banking is my specialty. I used to be a banker, 12 years in banking, went to CBA Executive Banking School. So global banking industry outlook. In brief, after a decade of disruption, a digital endgame is emerging in banking. Winners and losers will come from both traditional and challenged sectors. Profit compression, the increased cost of risk, and accelerating digital transformation are levels of the playing field for banks. I've been telling you guys that banks are in a dangerous position right now. If they do not involve into cryptocurrency and blockchain, their profit margins are being squeezed. And Accenture explains exactly what I've been saying. The three competitive keystones. Number one, profit compression. The C word has weighed on the bottom line of many banks. Leading institutions saw double-digit net income declines in 2020, reordering banks' priorities. If you watch my videos religiously, I talk to you about the fact that people are not walking into banks. Our tellers at the banks used to hammer people on credit cards. Hey, did you have your credit card? Did you set up your online bank? Constant sales pressure. But there's nobody walking into the banks anymore. Warriors. I set up a new business account, and I had to set an appointment. It took me forever just to get into bank to meet with the banker. So number one, the profit compression is massive. Number two, the increased cost of risk. The pandemic created credit risks, sustainability, increased cost of risk for banks. Okay, the DLT, blockchain. It reduces risk, accelerating pace of digital transformation. The pandemic was a shot of adrenaline for digital change. I love that word. Many banks reached milestones in months that they had plotted for multi-year journeys. The new world, everybody keeps using that verbiage, predictive program of ambient banking. Well, the digital endgame emergence, another super cycle that demands attention, is gaining momentum. Okay. So this is a video right here. We'll just watch this quick video from Accenture, banking market forces driving change.
Big tech, the fintechs and the neobanks, they're all now attacking the banks head on. And the banks are losing one by one each of their main revenue streams. Think of the Robin Hoods of this world, wiping away all the fees in brokerage, okay? Completely changing that industry. Think of things like Klarna and Afterpay, basically small consumer loans that are as easy as a payment. Their cost structure is not a few percent lower than a bank. It's like 10 times lower or even more than a bank. And so the banks all tell us, with the current stacks and with a little bit of modernization, they will never be able to compete. And the customers are going in droves to those players. So in every business line, the banks need to react. And that's where Microsoft comes in, because they have these stacks that are high performing. And on top of that, they scale and they are very extremely price competitive. And I think that's where Microsoft is just ideally placed. And what I hear clients tell us time after time is that Accenture have that vision, We have the experience of leading in digital banking, but especially we know how to make it work.
So Accenture is basically the juggernaut. They have access to Microsoft, Google, Facebook. Accenture is literally going to dominate the banking market. We know they're partnered with Ripple. Now, this document was sent to me by Johnny Bitcoin. If anybody has, well, let's start where it came from. Okay. So he sent me the Twitter to give them credit here. So it's Twitter XX_1133 underscore. You can see it. You can see it right here on the screen. Okay. So this is a really interesting document. I don't know if it has any validity. I don't know where it came from. It's really interesting. To read this. If anybody had, the reason why I'm bringing this up, if anybody has the actual link to this document so we can see where it came from, but it's really interesting. So the top of it says ISO 20022, says Quant Overledger, including cross-border payment supply, RippleNet Interledger Protocol, and it just goes deep into it. You have Stellar in here. You have Circle, Algorand, Songbird, and it shows all these connections, and it just keeps going through all the connections. Now, somebody could have made up this document, right? Blockchain network, systems, protection, Hyperledger, Stellar, IOTA. Let's see what else is in here. R3, and basically is the ISO 20022. Quantum banking and computing, global digital integration of digital currencies, integration, Algorand, IBM. It seems like it's all the ISO 20022 stuff, which is, yeah, we all know that. Stellar, Songbird, IBM, blockchain, platform, Hyperledger, quant computing chips, open source, Accenture. There's Accenture. We just talked about Accenture. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, it's really interesting. So it says, this is one part I wanted to show you here. It's just some fun stuff to look at. But if anybody has this document, please send it to me. 2027 automation for internet value, less labor based on economy, plus tech revolution, autonomous vehicles. That's what I've been telling you guys nonstop about. Okay. I know my stuff, some of the videos aren't super exciting, but this is the stuff we need to look at. Whereas 2030 asteroid mining to maintain need for metals and global gross domestic product sustainability, 2030, commerce, shipping, improvement, state independent production and trade, Africa and the Middle East, 2032, travel, space, global health standards implemented, 2040, biosynthetics, science, regenerated food, medicine, non-natural agriculture, commerce worldwide, 2040, robotics, delegation of unsafe or unnecessary work, police, construction, farming, senior and assistants, 2045, genetic coding, birth manipulation, ooh, disgusting, to prevent and eliminate diseases and defects, 2045 warriors. Interesting document. Goes back to ISO 20022 and has Quant, Circle, Algorand, R3, RippleNet, and actually says XRP in here. RippleNet Interledger Protocol. It talks specifically about XRP. Oh, wow. It says, and I have no idea if this document is legit. Somebody could have typed all this out, warriors. You guys know that, right? But it's fun to look at this stuff. It says protocol, Flare_net, XRP, and then has gold, agnostic exchange, token for institutional value, and cross-border payments. Stellar, Hyperledger Fabric, plus Canary Protocol, FlareNet, XLM is silver, cross-border DeFi payment system for peer-to-peer, B2B, B2B, and remittances. XFIN is Trade XFIN, Butterfly, Canary, Protocol, Flare.net, XDC, Copper, Worldwide Trade. Okay, so what this is, if somebody typed this up, they're pretty smart in the way they did it, but it's basically saying that RippleNet, XRP would be gold, that Stellar Hyperledger would be silver, right? Stellar would be silver, XRP would be gold. We know a lot of people have sold that narrative. XFIN would be world trade, institutional value, and contracts. Algorand Circle would be dApps and smart contracts. IOTA is going to be the machine-to-machine transactions. Okay, so it's breaking down what each ISO 20022 protocol will do. FlareNet would be platform contracts network, including XRP, XLM, XDC, LTC, Dogecoin, Songbird, and Flare. Yeah, somebody could have just typed this out. CanaryNet, let's see. Anything else exciting? Swift, current global banking system for secure sending and receiving money. Consensus allows nodes and network to verify transactions. Anything else? It's R3, venture development to accelerate corporate startups. Accenture. Okay, so this is important. I just talked about this. Accenture, multinational IT services, consulting, IBM, quantum banking and computing, quantum computing and banking, IBM, high quality qubits with precision control. Interesting. Well, whoever created this, if they did create it, put a lot of freaking work into this and really knows the system pretty deeply and what it could look like. So I would love if anybody has any access to know who made this document or created it. It came from this Twitter page right here. So it'd be really interesting to see what this is about or where this came from. So Warriors, fun information. I love that. Thank you, Johnny Bitcoin, for sending this over to me. And thank you for all your research as well. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And as we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.
Well, look at the time. I'll try to keep this brief. After 28 years of peacock logos on much of what I own, it is my choice now to jump without a net into the great unknown, as I do for the first time in my 62 years. My biggest worry is for my country. The truth is, I'm not a liberal or a conservative. I'm an institutionalist. I believe in this place, and in my love of country, I yield to no one. But the darkness on the edge of town has spread to the main roads and highways and neighborhoods. It's now at the local bar and the bowling alley, at the school board and the grocery store. And it must be acknowledged and answered for. Grown men and women who swore an oath to our Constitution, elected by their constituents, possessing the kinds of college degrees I could only dream of, have decided to join the mob and become something they are not, while hoping we somehow forget who they were. They've decided to burn it all down with us inside. That should scare you to no end as much as it scares an aging volunteer fireman.